Hi, everybody. Welcome to the astrology chat for July 19th, 2024. So the keys for today are to let yourself focus in on that I use balance that the full moon in Capricorn is bringing to us in accumulation on Sunday. And this is the second full moon in Capricorn. This one's at the 29th degree. So there's a very critical awareness of what you are completing, about how you have been relating to time, how you've been relating to your traditions of like your society, your family on the micro and macro level, and how you have or have not been balancing that with your feelings. And so revisit where you were at the last full moon and allow yourself to just use this time as a solid check, because there's an end of an era going on, not just in the world around us, but also within you. And so allow yourself to sit on this axis and say, how have I achieved the balance between my feelings and my outside world, with the maternal and the paternal energy, with my emotions and with my external goals? How have I brought myself from where I came from, and where am I taking myself in the future? And it's going to be really important in this analysis to let yourself acknowledge what you have accomplished, because you have accomplished a lot. Maybe not everything you wanted, but definitely more than you thought you could ever had before. And then, let yourself sit down and be like, are these things still things that I want? And wherever that falls, commit to making the changes within yourself that you need to have balance, right? If there's too much of a Cancer focus, then you become an emotional hermit and you're afraid to go into the world and change. If there's too much of a Capricornian focus, you're so focused on getting things that other people deem important, like status and control, that you lose your emotion. So as with anything, this is all about balance. And the transits today invite you to really sit with God, sit with divine, sit with yourself, sit with your higher self, and check. Run the map, run your spiritual compass, and see where you're at. And today's not necessarily about making decisions. It's about running an analysis. And I say this because we have the moon in Sagittarius until around 4:15 this morning, and then the moon is going to move into Capricorn and stay in Capricorn, and we're just going to be going towards full. Now, while the moon is in Sagittarius, right, it has a quincunx to Mars and a square to Neptune. So I wouldn't be surprised if during your dreams you had dreams that were rather restless, maybe chaotic or confusing. It's because your spirit's trying to talk to you. It's trying to tell you where it wants to go, what doesn't fit for it anymore. And while all of the other elements are very strong today, water is not so strong. So letting yourself tap into your emotions to understand what's influencing how you're perceiving things, that's definitely going to be good, right? This is definitely a time to sit down and talk to God, right? When the moon moves into Capricorn, it makes a square to the nodes. And this is an interesting placement, because this moon in Capricorn is looking at the north node in Aries, the south node in Libra, and saying, okay, well, you've known that you need to go toward yourself. You've known in some way or another you need to leave this, and where are you at with that process? And the universe, God, is really asking this question because we have some major transits that are going to come up next year, quickly approaching, right? That are going to call you to carpet for how you have or have not shown up for yourself. And at the end of the day, there's a parable in the Bible that talks about how these people had talents, and the person who hid their talents away, not so good of an outcome. The person who dared to go and try to do with what they had, that got the reward, not because it was perfect, but because they tried. And that's really what the universe is saying to you. That's what God is saying to you. Don't be afraid to try what I've put inside of you, even if the people you grew up with or your family didn't understand it. It's inside of you for a reason. If you're not in rooms where it's supported, then you're just in the wrong rooms. But guess what? There's other rooms. There is this sense of letting yourself go out and become. That's so important. Not to become something because other people see you're important, but become something because you already are something. We do have a sexy square with both Mercury, right, in the nodes as well. And so there is this there's this energy of agitation in the air, but do not fight with other people. Make sure you're fighting your own demons before you jump into battles with other people. And then we have Venus in trine with the node. So if you do this work to allow yourself to understand your own shine, to understand your own royalty and show up for that, that's its own reward. So don't be afraid to get the reward of seeing yourself, and everybody else will catch up.